Now, listen, I know it's time for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. Time for operation number 712. That's right. Show number 712 for the Renegades. Pucking at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 5th place in the Central Division. 49 games skated. First game back from the All-Star break. Record of 24-19-6. 54 points has them 4 points behind the 4th place Colorado Avalanche and also the 3rd place Minnesota Wild. But the Preds are 11 points behind 2nd place Winnipeg and 14 points behind the Dallas Stars. The Preds on the road have a record of 10-11-3. They've scored 138 goals in the season. They've given up 146 against. That means they have a goal differential of -8. Now, the Nashville Predators' next game will take place on the road in Philadelphia after this one-game road trip back home to take on Arizona on Monday night, and then the Boston Bruins on Thursday night. The 18th of February will see the Nashville Predators welcome in the Florida Panthers and then immediately turn around on the 19th going into Minnesota to take on the Wild. The 21st of February is when the Nashville Predators will welcome in the Vancouver Canucks. Now, the Flyers are the next opponent for the Nashville Predators in this one-game road trip. They've played one time before the season, so this will be the conclusion of the 2-game season series between these two teams. It was back on October the 22nd when Philadelphia scored a 3-1 victory at Bridgestone Arena. Farabee, a goal and 2 assists for 3 points. Hart picked up the victory going 31-32. UC Saros took the loss 22 out of 25. Now, the Flyers overall, 21-22-9, 51 points, has them 7th in the Metropolitan Division. On home ice, a record of 10-13-2 and a goal differential on the season of -21. Taking a look at the most recent sample size of 5 games for the Philadelphia Flyers, we go back to January the 22nd, a 5-3 loss versus the Winnipeg Jets. They followed that on January the 24th with a 4-3 overtime loss versus the LA Kings. On the 26th, a 3-2 overtime loss at Minnesota. On the 28th, a 4-0 win at Winnipeg, and then they went into the All-Star break. Most recent game on the 6th of February, a 2-1 loss at the New York Islanders. And Thursday, they will play against the Edmonton Oilers before facing off against the Nashville Predators on Saturday. For the Nashville Predators, 2 injuries to report. Carrier getting better, but still expected to be out at least 2 more weeks. Mark Borowiecki still on injured reserve. No timetable for his return. Taking a look inside the numbers and the matchup between the Nashville Predators and the Philadelphia Flyers. A lot of similarities between these two teams. This is a fairly even matchup. Goals for 2.78 on the season for the Nashville Predators is 26th overall, while the Philadelphia Flyers are generating 2.75 goals per game. That is 27th in the NHL. In the goals against category, the Predators are giving up 2.96 per game. That's 13th best in the NHL, while 3.13 is the number of goals given up by the Flyers. That's 18th overall in the league. Shots for the Predators are 19th in the NHL, generating 31.1 shots per game on the net, while the Philadelphia Flyers are generating 30 even on net. That's 24th. The Flyers are giving up 31.7 shots against. That's 18th in the NHL, and the Predators are giving up a huge number, 34.4. That has them almost at the bottom of the league in 29th overall position. When it comes to special teams, not a lot of pretty numbers to look at right here. The Nashville Predators power plays rated 27th in the NHL, 16.5% conversion rate, or 26 of 158 opportunities. Now, the Philadelphia Flyers are actually a little bit worse in this statistical metric. They're 30th overall in the league. They have scored 25 power play goals on 158 opportunities, or 15.8%. When it comes to the penalty kill, both teams a little bit better, but still not a whole lot to talk about here. The Philadelphia Flyers are 18th in the NHL in penalty kill. They've given up 35 power play goals against the season, a kill rate of 77.1%. The Preds are 12th on the penalty kill. They've given up 33 power play goals against, and they have a kill rate of 80.7%. We all know every single team in the NHL has plenty of high-scoring individuals. That's why we always like to go down the top 5 in the individual statistics categories. Konecny leads the Philadelphia Flyers in points with 49. The breakdown, very even, 24 goals, 25 assists. Hayes, second on the team in scoring, 15 goals, 30 assists for 45 points. D'Angelo out on the blue line, 9 goals and 22 assists for 31 points. Lawton, 12 and 17 for 29. And Tippett, 14 and 14 for 28. Hart in net has a record of 15, 15, and 8. Fairly decent save percentage and goals against average for a goaltender that has such a bad record. 9-11 save percentage, 2.86 goals against average. For the Nashville Predators, Philip Forsberg leads the team in scoring, still 19 goals on the season. That is number one overall on the Predators, 23 assists for 42 points. The captain, Roman Josi, has 12 points and 30 assists. That 30 assists represents the most on the Predators for 42 points. Matt Duchene's at 15 goals and 24 assists for 39 points. Mikhail Granlund, 6 and 22 for 28. And Ryan Johansson, 11 and 14 for 25. Very little change since before the All-Star break. UC Saros' record of 19, 14, and 5. A 9.18 save percentage at 2.78 goals against average. That has you all set up for the Nashville Predators against the Philadelphia Flyers. 1-game road trip. Preds come back home for a 3-game homestand after that. Coming out of the All-Star break, it wasn't exactly the performance anybody was hoping for or expecting, but we're still going to go back and recap everything that happened with it. It's called the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap, and it's coming up next.